Hey guys, Wolverine here on Standalone Weapons of DayZ. So, a new project I want to try out, and because it's patch 60 and SVD is a lot easier to find and a lot more people going against the SVD and using the SVD, I just figured it's a good weapon to choose for the first series. So, how it's going to work is I'm going to show you some SVD footage, all the attachments, and as I show you all that, a brief history of the actual SVD used in real life. So you get a bit of knowledge, understanding the weapon a bit more, the weapon you use in a game you love playing. The Dragunov sniper rifle is called for SVD, but that was in Russian, so it's translated into English called Sniper Rifle System of Dragunov, model of the year 1963. In other terms, SVD. The SVD is less of a sniper rifle and it's more of a designated marksman rifle. It's not used for pure sniping as a role. It's used to be in a squad using suppressive fire with the semi-automatic rate of fire. So you can understand it's used in a squad, medium range, not long range. It's a Soviet design. It was designed in 1958 by a designer called Sergey Dragunov. Now, I might not be very good with saying the actual names, but you get the idea. Sergey Dragunov. It was selected in a competition with 3 designers. One by Sergey Cheremisinov, another one by Alexander Konstantinov, and the third person was Sergey Dragunov. And Sergey Dragunov won. Extensive field testing of the rifles were conducted in a wide range of environmental conditions, which resulted in the Dragunov's proposal being accepted into the service in 1963. 200 rifles were pre-produced and evaluated, and from 1964 onwards, serial numbers were produced on the actual gun from the company called Izmash, which is now called Kalashnikov Group. The SVD is a semi-automatic rifle. Its role is a squad-level marksman shooting, being able to pick out targets on ranges far longer than the AK combat range. Its effective range is up to 800 meters. So to get one of these SVDs back in the Soviet army, marksmen were often chosen from personnel who did well in terms of rifle marksmanship, while members of DOSAF. Such marksmen were estimated to have a 50% probability of hitting a standing man-sized target at 800 meters or 875 yards, and a 80% probability of hitting a standing man-sized target at 500 meters. So, if you could hit those targets with an SVD, there was a chance of you getting your hands on an SVD in the army and being the designated marksman. Now, its appearance, which is really nice, has 2 different types of appearance. One with a wooden, and then obviously another one which we have grown to love, new black, sleek, stylish. Okay, so the SVD's appearance, if you notice, looks quite similar to the AK variant, such as the lost dust cover, iron sights, and lever safety selector. So what I'm trying to say is, if you take the scope off the SVD and you look down the sights, it's very similar to the same iron sights as the AK variants, and this leads to a lot of confusion that it's an AK variant, which is not. It's just primary cosmetics in nature. It's just that it was produced in the same weapon factory. So it's not an AK family, it's unique and operationally different from the AK. Where it comes into DayZ. Well, if you've been a DayZ standalone player from the beginning, we had to wait a long time for the SVD to be released, and it came into 057 patch just in time for when the Mosin with the long range scope was taken away. If you notice, the Mosin and the SVD have the same bullet, they share the same bullet, which is the 7.62 x 54mm round. So in a way, we lost the Mosin sniping, but we got the SVD for mid-range sniping. So it wasn't a total loss in use for the 7.62 x 54mm rounds. The fire mode is semi-automatic, as we've already stated, and effective range is 800 meters, which we've already stated. Recoil is medium, it's manageable, and noise is medium to loud. Now zeroing, there's two different scopes you can use, which are the PSO-1-1. That normally comes off the Vintorez, the VSS Vintorez. Can range from 50 to 100, 150, 200, 250, 300. You get the idea, all the way up to 400 meters, and that's it. But the PSO-1 scope, which should come with the SVD when you find it, from crash sites, from military barracks, wherever you find it, the PSO-1 scope usually is attached to the SVD as a standard. You can zero it from 100 meters up to 1,000 meters, but in my personal opinion, 500, 600 meters is effective. Anything more, it's really hard. And as you see on some of these footage, I'm about 400 meters, and you can just about hit him. So it can be done, but it's going to require a really good sniper, concentration, and reaction skills, and knowing the bullet drop to nail it. So it can be done though. It fires with 7.62 x 54mm rounds, same bullet as the Mosin. The cartridge can be fed using 10 round stamped steel magazines called a SVD 10 round mag, but can also be chambered by using a single 7.62 x 52mm round. So if you haven't got that mag and you still got a box of rounds lying around, then you can chamber it, but it's not really effective because you obviously have to keep chambering it. SVD mags do spawn in military zones as well, tents and barracks. Sights and optics. The SVD is issued with a quick detachable PSO-1 optical sight. As we already talked about it, it also can attach a PSO-1-1 scope. And also we can attach a Kashtan C1 scope, which also attaches to the AK variants like AK-74, AKM, AK-101. Now this is why people get confused that they're all in the same family. It's not the same family, it's just produced in the same weapons factory. Suppressors, there's no suppressor for the SVD except an improvised suppressor, which you need a bottle of water and duct tape. You can fire one round before you ruin the suppressor, so make that shot count. Be careful using the suppressor on iron sights, as it does affect your iron sight when you're aiming. Wraps, it also takes the ghillie gun wrap, which most weapons do, so if you want to conceal your SVD with a nice green ghillie wrap, do so. We already talked about the locations. They spawn in Russian helicopter crash sites. They're the rusty helicopters which don't give off smoke, and also they spawn in military barracks or that kind of stuff. I have not found one personally, but it's been reported a lot of times that they spawn in the military zones, which has been proven because in patch 60 a lot more people have SVDs. The rarity is supposed to be rare, but it's not as rare as it used to be in previous patches. It obviously might change again. Okay, now I just want to clear the confusion between an SVD and the AK. They are not in the same family regardless of the cosmetics look-alike of the iron sights example. The reason why they look so similar is they are produced from the same weapons company called, I hope I get this right, Kalashnikov Group. That company produced all the AKs and the SVD. To clear the confusion, Kalashnikov is a brand company name named after a person called Mikhail Kalashnikov, which is a famous weapons creator who's made various weapon designs called the AK-47, the AKM, AK-74, AKS, AK-101, RPK, the PK, the PKM, the PKP, and the Sergey semi-automatic rifle. He has produced a lot of weapons under that factory. And when SVD Dragunov's design won in the competition, it was going to be produced at Kalashnikov Group, which obviously built a lot more famous weapons. So that's where the confusion comes from. Not the same creator, but from the same weapons manufacturer. So, yeah. It's a lot of hard names to pronounce, so I really apologise if I'm not getting this right. It's something new I'm trying, and I've just learned a lot about the SVD, and I'm hooked now, and I'm going to make a lot more of these videos and learn the history of the weapons I use in DayZ, which I've been using from the last 3 years. Okay guys, that's the end of this video. I do apologise if I did get some of that wrong, or I sounded a bit nervous. This was something very different for me, and it's not my usual cup of tea, which obviously it threw a curveball in there, but I'm just going to improve. The more weapons of DayZ I'm going to do, I'm just going to feel a lot more confident and talking what I'm on about and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the SVD, and I hope you enjoy the SVD and have a bit more knowledge of understanding this weapon, how it was created and by whom it was created and where it was from. I'd like to thank Astro's Legacy for helping me out with lending me his SVD for a couple quick clips and some footage, so go check him out. Link is in the description below. Let me know what you think guys, and give me a thumbs up if you think it's worth the thumbs up. These thumbs ups will help me out big time. And if you're new to the video or new to the channel, please subscribe. Every subscriber counts. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next episode of Weapons of DayZ.